Hello, my name is Scott Hammer, and today I'm going to be demonstrating my new torpedo launch capability in the game Space Engineers. I've been designing this recently, and I really like how it's been turned out. And in the newest update, they added the possibility for thruster override, allowing you to dial up thruster power without having a cockpit attached, which allows you to do this. I aim, and I'm going to launch one torpedo, roughly right there. Torpedo 1. Auto lock off and fire. Torpedo is away. It should hit just to below and left of my. Ooh, yes, nice hit. And the other one, I'm going to fire right there. See how this one does. Torpedo 2 is right there. Auto lock off and fire. It is away. Tracking is good. Oh, bounced off and hit. Okay, so it was a little off for my purposes, but let's see how it did. And once I show you how it did, I'm going to come back and show you how I built what I built. So it actually bounced off of this right here and hit right in here. Now this is actually close to the hit point of a previous torpedo, but it hit right in here and did a massive amount of damage. I also hit a torpedo earlier on this side of the craft and completely bundled up and lost the entire wing of the ship. In fact, you see, I can delete that whole piece. In fact, let me do a little cleanup. And while I'm at, I think I'll delete this and put it down a new platform for aiming at. Okay. Come on. Did I get close enough to hit copy? Okay, there we go. Why don't we set this right there. There we go. And I'll run up here and maneuver into position before reloading the torpedo bay. I'm just using the standard Red 1 type ship and you can see here, with some minor modifications. Now, there's a lot more that I should do, like heightening up the acceleration. This thing accelerates like a particularly unwieldy pig on ice. Okay, we're about 500 meters away from the test craft. Rotating for aiming purposes. Okay, 500 meters. Pinprick. Well, 400 from antenna to me, which means I'll back you up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Just over 500 meters. Go back inside. 536 meters to the green cross out there, which means it's probably about 500 to this back edge here. So my torpedo bay is actually just beneath here in the main hangar bay. see, there we go. Oh, glass? Wow. Okay, I guess that means I gotta go down here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's really simple. I place 2 landing gear upside down into 1 block indentations to give it a 1 block free zone all the way around. Oh, that was a close one. 1 block free all the way around, including above, behind, and between. So, I placed this reactor here so I have access to a terminal. What I'm going to do is show you the first step in loading. I've labeled these as Torpedo 1 and 2 so we can tell and the difference between the landing gear and the torpedo launchers. I set them both to auto lock. Auto lock is very important because otherwise you have to disconnect the torpedoes from the main ship and then hop over and open up a terminal to lock the landing gear, which is a whole other bother in itself. So we place 1 block there, another on top, and mount a single small thruster on each side. Now each of these small thrusters will be the main engine for a torpedo. Power source, the large ship's small reactor, and 1 block of armor to give you a little cushion between the warhead and the reactor. Okay. Now, this is important. You have to place a second block right here. Otherwise, these 2 torpedoes will start drifting around when you undock them from the main ship here and cause major trouble. And I just walked off again. Brilliant. Okay. So, when I cut that, see? It locks automatically. And we can now cut both of those. We have 2 torpedoes ready for dialing up. So we open up the terminal on each of these, and you see, small reactor, small thruster. We're going to dial it all the way up on the thrust override. That will dial up the power without having to have a cockpit on here. There's the terminal. Do the same. And we now have 2 fully loaded torpedoes with a warhead and maximum power ready for launch. Now, you can launch it from anywhere. You can launch it from any terminal or from the pilot seat here. Now, you have 2 options. One is to launch 2 torpedoes at the same time. You can do that just by cycling the power on the landing gear. What I prefer, however, is to pick my targets and launch them separately. So I'm going to come down here and pick Torpedo 1 for firing, turn off auto lock so it will actually unlock, and fire. It takes a second to leave the bay, but it accelerates quite quickly up to maximum speed, and we can track it all the way in. It's going to hit right there. Ooh, nice. I'm going to actually pull the damage over here for the second torpedo so I can see, about the difference on different setups. Torpedo 2, auto lock off, and fire. Okay, tracked that all the way in. Now remember, this is a brand new ship. It has not been hit before until we launch those 2 torpedoes at it. So I'm going to disconnect there. See if I can float through the door. No. I don't know why. Sorry. I forgot. There we go. Jetpack. Jetpack on. Let's just see how it looks. Now remember, each of those torpedoes, the large ship torpedoes, has 1 singular warhead. And look at the blast radius there. And look here. Wow. Now, 2 torpedoes, or maybe 3, will blow a hole straight through this red vessel. Now, it would be probably affected a lot by having a large layer of, heavy armor here. So, in fact, I think I'll do that. I'm going to clear a path to the bridge. See if I can get through here. Turn the ship around. And what I'm going to do is give you a taste of what a layer of heavy armor would do when fired at from the ship. So, test craft, 600 meters away. Uh-oh. I gotta turn more because there's no more thrusters left on that side. Whoops. In fact, I'm gonna have to disengage and drop an emergency thruster. That should do it eventually. Yeah, there we go. Now I'll turn and present the undamaged side of this craft to the firing range. Now, let's see. I'll just delete that window so I can hop out. What should we pit for an aiming point? How about we pit a big cross right here on the side? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a quick layer of armor. Like so. This is one layer of the heavy armor. Let's see how that torpedo does. Right there. Okay. Got a nice target now. And yeah, it's easily seen, but in fact, I'll give you a little more armor to make a cross. That's the target point. Let's see. I'm going to try and put one torpedo about there, and one torpedo about there. And let's see how I do. Now, thing to note, these do not have any tracking ability, so they will not follow a ship or adjust to hit it, which is a downside. Just don't load up. In fact, I'm going to load up one with a kinetic warhead and load up the other with a standard warhead, just so you can see the difference. In fact, I don't know the difference. You take a moment, go on, pull this to dial in the torpedoes for auto lock for loading. Okay, auto lock is engaged, so I can. Torpedoes are separate. Full thrust, that's 100,000 newtons of thrust from a small, large ship thruster. That's two vehicles. One is a kinetic kill and one is a warhead. So I'm going to go back up to the bridge for aiming and firing. Okay, there we go. There's my crosshair. I'm going to launch one for about right there. Tap wrong button. Pull up to this. Torpedo 1. There we go. Auto lock, load off. Fire. Tracking. Now, a kinetic kill vehicle is a lot heavier than just a simple warhead, so let's see how that does. Nice impact. Doesn't look like it did hardly anything. Now I'll pull this over to this side of the shield and prepare for warhead number 2. Actually, warhead number 1, because there's no warhead number 2. And fire. Acceleration is good. Tracking is good. Ooh, okay. So let's see how that did. Oh, phooey. Wow. Okay. So, kinetic kill vehicle dented the armor, but not much else. Warhead banged up this armor, but not a scrap more. I mean, there was a little shot. Okay, there's a lot of shot damage down here from the warhead spillover. I think. Yeah, this is from this warhead. With a single thing here, the heavy armor's still holding together. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to toast over here. I thought I had a fighter. Ah, well. I'll just grab this. Oh, I'll just grab this one here. And let's see how well this does. No, I don't want that. I want load. Okay, let's give it 2 Gatling guns. I'll give it 4. Then a pair of missile pods there, and another one there and there. Pull that one forward a little bit. Sheesh, okay. Point. Okay. Let's see how well this one does. Just to give you an idea of the difference between the damage of one torpedo and of the missiles or rockets and guns. Okay, under fire guns at the bottom of the cross and rockets at the top. Okay. Inventory. Come on. Actually, there we go. Rockets, guns. These are guns. Okay. And now for rockets. Let's try it right there. Okay, so not that bad. Let's see what it does to unarmored hull. So it looks like rockets can do it, but it'd be about 4 or 5 hits in the same spot to get the same depth as one warhead, and at least I'd say 16 more to get the range of the blast radius of one warhead on light armor. Heavy armor, I'm not sure. I'd have to try launching one warhead against, like, up there, see the difference. On light armor, the guns do okay, but it takes forever. So let me hop out here, do a little look-see. Now this had two missiles, I think, firing at the same spot. Well, 2 volleys of 4 missiles. managed to get through. Not much damage back here. Now this is like 16 missiles. They managed to blow a pretty fair hole in. But nothing compared to the damage with one proper torpedo. On the guns, you see, chewed up a little, but down here on the heavy armor, basically nothing. Okay, so that's then it for now. I'm going to be doing some more building my next iteration of the Ghost Rider MDM program. For Sci-Fi Geeks, you may have understood what I just said, but don't worry. And it's just ever so much more sweet when you actually do catch it. So, I bid thee farewell. This is Scott Sammer out.